Let's be friends.
Battle started.
Right, guys. Now, this is going to be a very different video from the usual that you see from the channel, right? And not because it's a different game or anything like that, and not because I'm playing in the eco position or anything, but I really want to get your opinion on how this game goes, right? And it's mainly around behaviors, good behaviors, bad behaviors, communication. What you know, how does that look like in this video, and how should it look like going forward in bar? For those who've been following bar or playing Beyond All Reason, you would be aware that it's got a slight reputation of sometimes players not being mm, best spirited. Perhaps is the most charitable way of saying so. So look, for those of you who've been watching my videos and have seen my journey, right? I think I think it's fair to say that I've come a decent way, right, from when I first started playing the game, right? In terms of like the units I build, my particular build order of getting energy up, getting my metal up, and things like this, right, and pushing up with the commander. I've played games with lots of noobs who sometimes are one chev, and naturally they don't make the best decisions because they're learning the game, right? And I've played games, some more recent games, right, with some really high skilled players, some that you're going to see in the channel in the coming weeks, right, with like OS levels of 40 plus, yeah. And yeah, you see noticing things of communication and behaviors, right? And it's gonna sound like I'm singling somebody out, and look, I can't help it, right? It's gonna happen. Yeah, the coconut, the coconut. I mean, what starts off as normal play, right? It gets a little bit like, hmm, he's taking this game as though it's an Olympic sport, and he's about to lose his gold medal, and being in the runners-up position, right? So he takes it a little bit seriously, I think a bit too seriously. But hey, look, let's see how it progresses, right? So I've done my usual sort of build with Armada, going into bots, set some units up. Yeah. Now, unlike some other games that I play, where I go or try to be a little bit more aggressive than usual, right? I just move the commander up. I usually ignore the metal spots, just so I can get the commander up nice and early, right? I mean, if you want to see a really good, I believe a good aggressive play video where me and my comrade that was playing in the front position on Supreme Straits, we played hyper aggressive, and we didn't communicate that to each other before the game or anything like that. It's just that I pushed up really early with the com. My comrade had some really good trades as well, and it just felt natural to move up super early. So you got Yeah, so you got Coconut just saying, look, move up and things like this, right? Even though I've only got I've got okay units, but they're just pawns. So it's not a composition of things. But fair enough. Look, he's giving instructions, which is all right. He's saying please, move up more and things like this, which is fair dues, right? And maybe if we switch to camera view, it might help, because being able to see everything is you don't get the sort of understanding or what we were seeing or why we make certain plays. And this is what I mean. Look at that. Look at that. So what's that all about? Yeah, first and foremost. But fair enough. Look, you could say maybe he's had a few bad games prior to this one, right? And it didn't go his way, and he's just a little bit upset. Fair dues. He's pinged the commander.
Commander destroyed.
Job done, right? Seems good, right? Pink player is a little bit unhappy, and there he is with his million pings. Look, The way I see this, right, is the LLT is nearly built. What is the harm of having it built up? Because typically, what you find with wreckages, right, when a comm goes off, your enemy team are going to try and bombard you with units, right, because they want to stop you from obtaining the wreckage. Now, LLTs don't take long to build with comms, right? Get it up. At least it's going to be something. Now, it's not going to necessarily kill an army, but it might be enough to hold them. Look at this. If we take off player view, right, these two rocket bots can, yeah, see what I mean? They could easily take it out, but they never push forward to contest
Command
the wreckage, right? He's asking for the comm to be repaired. Now again, yeah, my thoughts on that. Okay, fair dues, but look, Hot Pink is coming in. We killed Light Pink, right? Hot Pink is coming in. He's gonna come in with an army. Now we don't have one of our own, really and truly, right? We've got some battered up units. This is the only long range unit we have on the field right now. Yeah, this one's popping up, but I don't have any radar. Rocketeers, rocket bots in general, they don't have great line of sight. So he's saying, look here, even though you can see I'm microing the the unit, right? I'm microing the unit. Now considering, look, his production is I mean he's not done anything too different to me, to be honest with you. Look, he's got a construction tower out there, and he's utilizing it to do what most players do, which is help the lab and help some economy being built. Now, if you were to look at mine, I've done the same thing, right? So we've done nothing different. We're pumping units out. Looking at the minimap, it looks like I'm pumping out more units. I'm microing my Rocketeers, right, to protect our backsides. And there he is, you know, having a critique of my LLT building, even though he's he's gone into LL2 building, which suggests that he is also aware that LLTs can at least function as some level of defense, particularly against tier ones, right? And even though rocket bots absolutely outrange LLTs, is better than nothing. What are you gonna do? Now, this is just, I don't know. I feel like this is a waste of time. But I want it to be a team player, right? So I'm continuing to repair his comm. What good that's gonna do, I don't know, right? Now we've got no army here. My base was still on an instruction to send my units up here. The way I saw it is, look, LLTs aren't going to do nothing for you at this point. Look how many Rocketeers you have. We have to at least have something that's giving us cover, right? A bit like in the movies and things like that, when you see, you know, one of the cops or whatever it is, yeah, that's been held down in position. Yo, give me cover, and another police officer looks to escape. Now look at how we're getting attacked. Right, look at how we're getting attacked. Now in other videos that I play, I show you, even in my, like, you know, how to frontline video, in situations like this you're gonna have to move back, you know, unless you're gonna muster up an army, or your squad mates are gonna send you significant reinforcements to back you up. What are you going to do? Now, a critique that I can accept, right, is the fact that, because all of this is going on here, I didn't look at the lab to change the move location of the units coming out of the lab. But at the same time, I'm in two minds about it. Fair enough, I might have missed that. But at the same time, if I don't send these units up and keep the hot pink player busy, right, giving them something to shoot at that's not both our comms, what's going to happen to us? Let me know, guys. For those of you who played Beyond the Reason a lot more, is this significant amount of units, rocket bots, right, to take down a commander, knowing that if it goes off near another one, his health, or my health, is going to be significantly low? And is it enough units from the enemy team to take us both out, potentially? He's moving his units completely back, right? He's moving his units completely back. He's saying stop feeding. Maybe it's a fair comment. Guys, let me know. I want to get your opinions on this. Yeah, I want to get your opinions on this. He then later goes on to say that I sent 4,000, you know, worth of metal to the enemy team. Of course, he's being hyperbolic, right? But it's this level of whinging, and one of the things I want to show you guys from the chat, yeah. I'm not biting. Yeah, I'm not biting, or I'm trying to not bite. So the way I see it is, look, what's the point? And to be honest, I can't really do two things at once. I can't start having a silly discussion on keyboards while I'm trying to micro units and have a battle going on. I don't have that level of skill. And also, this could be an 11-year-old child. Why am I going to argue with this guy? Right? He definitely enjoys a ping. So let's see what we're doing. I mean, look, he's got he's got a tier 1 army being built out, which is nice. That is good to see, right? So at least he's managing to conjure up something. Yeah, rally units. You've given him 4k metal, etc., etc. In terms of base, I don't think it's too bad. We look at our squad mates. They're doing pretty good. They're doing pretty good. They're getting some wins in there. He's now going in to try and get the kill. I think he'll probably do it. He'll probably do it. I thought, should I not?
Has died.
Yeah, let's see. He already has tier 2 for more the meta you handed him. Yeah, but is it? Or is it because he ecoed a lot better? He ate up his lab, right? He ate up his tier 1 lab. He might have had some assistance from Pink,
Commander
Light Pink,
destroyed.
because we took him out super early, right? So what has he been doing at that time besides trying to grow a little bit back?
Commander has died.
The thing with Sheldon's, right? And don't listen to this fine young gentleman here. Sheldon's and these types of units who are super effective long range, right? They're squishy, and what they don't like is units getting up close and personal with them. Now these units look they're far too slow anyway, but I wanted to chance it. I wanted to see if I could take these guys out. It wasn't working out. He's still crying about it, yeah. So this is what I mean about behaviors, guys. Right? From the games you've seen, on my channel and things like this, right? There's a method in which that you can see where teammates that don't communicate very well, or are just crying and whinging to their own squad mates, particularly the lane partners, it never really goes too well, right? It never really goes too well. And there's a method in which you could communicate where you could turn around and get across what you want to say, but without sounding like a petulant child when doing it. So at this point, I thought enough's enough. And I was telling him to stop his whinging, right? Because he's acting like a little brat. So maybe they could have been better for me, right? But I just got frustrated. I thought, look, I'm not even biting with this guy, right? I'm not even arguing or saying anything, to him, right? But he's still whinging. So at this point, you know what? I want to see what he's gonna be able to do. I mean, he's gone into the water to make these tidal generators, right? I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, if you're gonna do that with your commander, I don't know, man. Maybe just make normal solars. Don't know. Maybe make windmills with him. Might be a bit better. So he's asking now for us to make a push, right? Well, what's the point? Because anytime I've tried to help him so far in this game, right, he's done nothing but whinge. So I said to him, nah, look, you're good, man. You take care of it. And you absolutely can.
Destroyed.
There you go. You didn't need my help. Perfectly fine. What I'm going to do, and hey, look, this is the point where you'll probably definitely disagree with me, right? But I'm going to make sure that my base doesn't get destroyed, right? And if my squad mates do need help, I will help, right? And that's something that I do in the video that you see coming up. So he's going in and getting bombarded with the Sheldons, right? So one of the things I have learned in my plays, if these sorts of things are happening, consider making pawns or grunts from your lab. Make a little army, right? And those are going to be the ones that can potentially, well, they'll have better luck of taking down Sheldons than these because they just move too slow. They move too slow, but pawns they can, and grants, they can really really get in there, right? Get, you know, into the pocket of the Sheldons. Fiends are coming in. He's done well. Managed to take down the Fiends. Fiends do have an area damage when they go pop. Something to take a note of. So if you can take them out when they're bunched up together, always try to do that. Now, one of my comrades from the north, they were kind enough to give me a tier 2 constructor. Now I'm going to get my metal up, my metal production, right? And you know my in my frontlines video, how I mentioned about have energy converters in your base, right? To make sure that your metal production doesn't die. Especially when you're frontlining, you know you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, right? Sometimes you might lose your territory, and therefore your mexes are gonna go out. But I'm still okay because I still got a bunch of energy converters. I'm making a few more as well. Reason being, I want to make a tier 2 lab, right? So I need to make sure that I can have enough of a metal production per second to enable me that. Spybot goes in. That's really nice. I mean, I haven't seen like Spybot play in a very very long time, so it's good to see. It's good to see that it's there and people are still utilizing that. Archaic Mosaic Blue team leader doing really well, really well for us. He's made a push here. I mean, it looks like he's definitely won his lane, right? The red team leader is completely dead. He's even quit the match, which is kind of sad to see, right? Because your team can still get you back in it, right? Your team can still get you back into a game. Yeah, especially if you ask for a constructor or two, and if they've got resources to give you a con, you're gonna do all right. Now, what would be good in this situation, right? Because you don't want your troops to you know, end up shooting each other. He started losing ground. I sent my army there, and look, as not great as the communication between me and the coconut have been, I still don't want his base to die. He's still a comrade in the game, yeah. So I put my army there as a defensive line to kind of keep Hot Pink at bay. And that should be more than enough. I really can't see, even some of the early tier 2 units, I can't see them being able to get through this. Blue's making a push, which is beautiful. Looks like Coconut's going to go in as well and help. Now, if you've noticed, I've started creating ticks. Why? I want to give my team vision. So even though this isn't the most favorite game, to be honest with you, I wasn't even enjoying it at all, right? But you're going to get games like this, yeah? I still wanted to help the team. Even though I don't like the way Coconut communicates or his style of winch, right? His high operating winch levels. I still wanted to help the team. So I thought, how can I do that? If they're making a push, they're gonna need vision. They need line of sight. And ticks are gonna be great for it. Now, this isn't the best of spams because I don't want to have, you know, 3-4 labs and a whole bunch of construction servants pumping these out. But I'm kind of working on the build power a little bit here, right? But this should be enough to give my guys vision, but also to make the enemy team end up shooting the ticks every now and again when they get into range, right? So it gives my squad mates some, hopefully, free hits on these units. Hot Pink, he's going heavyweights, right? The Sumo, or the Can back in the OTA days, really really good unit. It's kind of like a mammoth light, kind of, if you want to call it that, because it effectively is like a mammoth, but without being the mammoth, proto mammoth, if you want to call it that. But look, this is a good push. This is a good push. Yeah, and as you can see, look, I'm still on player view, so you can see what the team is seeing. Yeah, these guys of course have vision from the fact that they're there. Yeah, but the ticks are also doing a little bit of good work there too. Now at this point, I'm into tier 2. I've got a whole bunch of hounds built up, and I want to build up more and more and more. These guys are doing really good work. The Sheldons are getting superb value. I believe we did. Yep, we got a Raider Jammer in there as well. This is going to be super good. Now Green, he's sending a bunch of ticks too. Wow, they made it through. I mean, it showed that they don't really have any static defenses except the one LLT in their actual base. Now, once these guys are occupied, right, I'm making a little bit of a play. Yeah. Now, I felt, or I thought, I should say, I can send my units over here and then eventually move them across and attack them, right, down this sort of archway. That was my my thought process. Yeah, see, look, getting some vision from the ticks going in. I'm hoping that these Mausers, we do have a couple of them, yeah. I was hoping that the Mausers can get some value out of that, right? Because they're the ones that's got the. Actually, no, Sheldon's got better range than Mausers, I believe. But nevertheless, we've got units that have got superb range, right? Okay, my hounds are moving in. Let's see how strong they are in defending their territory now. Okay, you've got a 6 rocket communicating to squad mate. And he's communicating well. You know, it doesn't sound like he's shouty, crying, swearing name or anything like that. He's just communicating that, look, you got to make units. My hounds are coming in. I feel like we're getting some really good value here. Oh, beyond all IQ, he's now in. And that's good to see. He's like, I'm not allowing this. These guys coming into my house. No, the D guns are coming. I was really happy to get these towns in here. I felt as though they're gonna really annoy the hot pink player, and this could be what really gets him out of the game for sure. Because I didn't really know what was here. I just wanted to get my units up here, and then when I saw this guy building a fusion, I've got to deal with this. I've got to deal with this. I thought, look, if I can get the construction bots dead, yeah, that's gonna be the win. Yeah. And look, Hot Pink's got to be out of the game now. He's got to be out of the game now. Okay. I mean, look, fighters. Oh, yes, the fighters are contesting the airplay. Fair dues. Yeah, nice. Very good. Let's see what our bases are looking like. I've still got my tier 1 army there because, you know, it gets a point where tier 1 just, it's not at the level where you can compete. Especially when you're at this stage of the game, right? 20 minutes in, you know, your enemy teams are going to be fully into tier 2. So, but I'm keeping them there. So one of the things you can do is reclaim them to get the metal back. But I wanted to keep them there just in case the enemy team made a sneaky play. Both mine and Coconut's base, for the most part, is going to be defended. Now, on a positive, the Coconut isn't complaining anymore. That's probably because we've won. Or we were winning. Right. But yeah, guys, look, I know this is a very different video from the norm, right? This is not as positive or anything like that. But look, one of the things that I want to do with my videos is bring learning into the mix, right? And I still think there's learnings from this. I think there's learnings that I can take away in terms of like base control or, you know, putting units in better locations, right? But mainly it's communication. That's what I wanted to highlight in this game. Yeah. And because, you know, Beyond the Reason does have a reputation of, you know, this whinging type behavior, and it keeps new players who come on board, and then sometimes feel like, you know what, I don't want to play this game because the team just whinges all the time, right? And they don't like it, so they go off and they start playing different games. And because of this, you can't grow a game like Beyond All Reason. Yeah, this is a free-to-play game. The devs build this game in their free time, right? So they don't have a budget of like $20 million where they can advertise the game, you know, on this platform, that platform, hire a social media influencer and things like that. They're not going to do that, right? I want to see more players in the game, more people playing it, enjoying it. The lobby, I think, broke, right? So that's why you're not seeing any of the end result stuff. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts, right? What do you guys think of of the communication between us, and how can we both improve that. Yeah, let's have a debate. Let's see how we go and where we end up landing on this one. Yeah, I'm all for it. Fire away, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.